Alrighty then, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to another car rant. While I block my face with William. And I tell you, last night I had the worst type of customer that one can have in a restaurant ever. An entitled customer. And for those of you that have watched my videos before, you would know that I fucking hate entitled customers more than anything. Nothing will ruin my day faster than a fucking Karen. Oh, nice bike. So this guy comes in last night and he brings a bottle of gin with him. Now, for those of you that are watching from Western countries, where that doesn't happen, over here it's not unheard of for people to bring a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of gin to a restaurant, and normally the corkage is 2 to 3 times that of a bottle of wine. Now, for those of you that don't know, corkage is a fee that is charged when you bring a bottle of wine or maybe a beer, or in this case a bottle of spirits, to a restaurant to make up for the fact that the restaurant is not going to make any money off that customer because they're not going to be buying drinks, right? Now, this is totally fair, right? Especially if I have spirits and wine on my menu. Now, of course, this guy decided that he doesn't want to pay corkage. He wants me to let him drink his bottle of gin for free. Now, I said no, because why should I give up revenue? I'm running a business. I'm not running, And then he goes, so, I politely stood my ground. I said, I'm very sorry, sir, but this is our restaurant policy. We charge corkage on spirits. It's 100 ringgit per bottle, but I can tell you what, because it's a small bottle, I will charge you 1 ringgit per milliliter. So it was like a 500 ml bottle. So I said, I'll charge you 50 ringgit. And no, that's not enough for this guy. No, he's not satisfied with a fucking 50% discount. Instead of taking a 50% discount, he just goes, oh, when the old manager was here, I used to come here all the time and he would never charge me corkage. And I'm like, okay, for context, the old manager left 6 months ago. I've been running the restaurant for 6 months, right? I never seen this guy once, not once, right? Now, perhaps if I've got a customer that comes in every week and spends, hundreds of ringgit every week, then of course I would be more than happy to let you have your bottle of gin without charging you corkage. Hang on, sorry. The dude trying to cross a highway on foot. That's scary. So, of course, I'd be happy to waive the corkage because I know that you're a regular customer. I've built up a rapport with you, and I know that, even if I'm giving you a 100 ringgit discount today, you're going to bring revenue into my restaurant in the future. But I've never seen this guy before, and anybody can walk into a restaurant and say, oh, but the old manager, right? So why the fuck do I need to give you special treatment? Honestly. And of course, now, in this particular case, the gentleman was Chinese, and he took great offense to the fact that the best I could give him was a 50% discount, right? So, you know what he starts doing? he starts calling me a guilo, which I'm not 100% familiar with that term, but from what I do know about it, it's basically like cracker in Chinese. You know, it's a derogatory term for a white person. And I'm just thinking to myself, like this enraged me because it's like I am not a racist in any sense of the word, right? I despise racism, I abhor racism, and I was just thinking to myself, I mean, imagine if I went and called this guy some sort of derogatory slur. As a white guy, I'd get fucking lynched, right? It's bullshit. And then, but I have to sit there and smile at the dude and say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, sir, but I don't know you. I haven't seen you before, and whatever deal that you had with the previous manager, I'm sorry to say, is no longer valid because I don't know you, and we need to build up a rapport before I can start giving you discounts, or free shit, whatever the case may be. And so then he just tells me to fuck off, basically. And that made me even angrier because as a manager of a restaurant, right, it's my house. You know, like we refer to areas of the restaurant as front of house and back of house, right? And as the manager, it's my fucking house. So you're telling me to fuck off in my own fucking house. Like, you imagine walking into someone's house and telling them to fuck off. I mean, you wouldn't get very fucking far, I can tell you that much. So, but in the end, right, the guy goes, tells me that he's, oh, fine, whatever, I won't drink my gin. And then he orders some bottles of water. And I knew what was going to happen at this point anyway, right? So, of course, he buys bottles of water, but he doesn't actually open the bottles of water. Instead, this fucking skeevy motherfucker pours straight gin into the glass and drinks it. Now, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'd like nothing more than to go and kick the guy out. Unfortunately, I have had situations in Malaysia in the past where I have got into arguments with customers like this, and unfortunately, Malaysia is one of those countries where rich people have power that they use irresponsibly. They will use their power to destroy some poor fucking middle class innocent person just because they wanted to follow the rules. And so I have learnt my lesson the hard way, not to waste my time with these sorts of people. So I just let it go. And of course I did tell my boss, the owner of the restaurant, I told him what happened because I was pretty sure that there was going to be some sort of negative feedback about me, even though I haven't said anything nasty to this guy at all. And my boss, as a Chinese gentleman, said to me, he goes, if he ever comes in again, call me up, pass the phone to him, I will tell him to fuck off. And I was like, I love you, boss. You're amazing. So, that's what happened to me last night. Not a very good situation. Definitely ruined my night. But yeah, that's my story. Moral of the story is, when you walk into a restaurant, you're walking into someone else's house. So fucking behave yourself, please. And until next time, have a good one.